Have you ever held a secret so devastating that it literally killed you inside to keep it? I'm Sarah, and 3 months ago I stood at my husband's funeral podium with his hidden phone in my trembling hands and destroyed his perfect reputation in front of 200 people. Everyone worshipped Mark as the ideal husband, father figure, and son. But what I discovered in his secret messages 2 days after his fatal car accident didn't just break my heart. It shattered my entire reality. If you're craving raw, unfiltered revenge confessions that will leave you questioning everything, smash that subscribe button, because what I'm about to tell you will haunt you. For 8 years, Mark was my fairy tale ending. He'd wake up early to make my coffee exactly how I liked it. 2 sugars, extra cream. He surprised me with handwritten notes in my lunch bag and never missed calling during his business trips. His mother constantly gushed about how he was husband material from birth, and my girlfriends would literally say they wished their boyfriends were more like Mark. But the devil hides in plain sight, doesn't he? Those late nights, closing deals, started happening 3 times a week. He'd come home smelling like expensive perfume and claim it was from hugging female clients. The shower routine became obsessive. Straight to the bathroom, door locked, water running for 20 minutes. While packing Mark's workshop for donation, I accidentally knocked over his toolbox. Hidden underneath old screws and rusty nails was a sleek black iPhone I'd never seen before. My stomach dropped into my shoes. The lock screen was flooded with notifications from Jess, Heart My Everything, and Baby Daddy, Blessed. I couldn't breathe. My hands were shaking so violently I could barely enter what I hoped wasn't his passcode. Our wedding anniversary. It unlocked immediately. The first message I saw made me physically sick. The pregnancy test is positive. When are you telling Sarah? I can't wait to start our real life together. Scrolling through months of messages felt like watching my marriage get murdered in slow motion. Mark wasn't just cheating. He had been systematically building an entire alternate life. Jessica was 24, worked at his company, and had been his real girlfriend for 2 years, while I was apparently just the obstacle. They had pet names, inside joke, a wonderful father. Every compliment about his character was a knife, twisting deeper. The absolute worst moment came when Jessica showed up to the viewing, wearing a black dress that perfectly showed off her small but visible bump. She approached me with crocodile tears, introduced herself as Mark's work wife, and had the audacity to say, "He talked about you constantly. You were his whole world." I wanted to scream that she was carrying his actual child, but I just smiled and thanked her for coming. The night before the funeral, I sat on our bed holding both phones, his public life and his secret life. Jessica had sent 17 messages to his hidden phone, begging him to come back to her. Completely delusional about the fact that he was dead. I realized everyone at tomorrow's service would be mourning a complete fiction. His family would bury a lie, his friends would grieve a fraud, and Jessica would sit there playing the role of innocent colleague while carrying his child and knowing she was his real love. Something primal and furious awakened in me. I couldn't let him escape to his grave with his perfect reputation intact, while I lived with the devastating truth alone. Standing behind the podium, I stared out at the sea of people who came to honor Mark's beautiful life. His tearful mother sat in the front row clutching tissues. His father kept whispering, "Such a good man, such a good man." Jessica sat strategically in the 3rd row, one hand on her belly, playing the part of the grieving colleague perfectly. My prepared eulogy, full of lies about our happy marriage and his integrity, felt like poison in my hands. Instead, I gripped the microphone and said, "Before we celebrate Mark's life, there's something about the man in this casket that every single person in this room deserves to know." I held up Mark's secret phone like evidence in a murder trial. This phone contains 2 years' worth of messages between my dead husband and his pregnant girlfriend, who is sitting right here among us today. The silence was deafening. Jessica's face went from pale to green in seconds. I continued. While I was packing his lunches and planning our future, Mark was planning his escape with Jessica, who is currently carrying his child, and calling him Baby Daddy in her text messages. Mark's mother let out a wail that sounded like a wounded animal. His father stood up and shouted, "Stop this madness!" Others crowded around trying to see the evidence. Mark's sister was hyperventilating and had to be taken outside. His mother kept screaming, "She's lying! She's lying!" until his father gently took the phone and saw the truth for himself. When he looked up at me, his eyes were hollow with heartbreak. But for the first time in months, I felt like I could actually breathe. The suffocating weight of his lies was finally off my chest. 3 months later, I wake up every morning with zero regrets about destroying Mark's reputation at his own funeral. His family disowned me completely, but I'm free from living in his house of lies. Jessica had his daughter last month. She has Mark's dark hair and his mother's nose. Sometimes I wonder if that little girl will ever know her father was a coward who died while planning to abandon his wife. I've started therapy to process the psychological damage of loving someone who was systematically destroying me behind my back. People call what I did vindictive, but I call it liberation. The dead don't get to keep their dirty secrets while the living suffer in silence. If you're hungry for more brutal truth-telling and revenge stories that will leave you speechless, hit subscribe because I've got confessions that will change how you see everyone around you.